Namaste and welcome to our next stage in ego development, and this is the expert. So a shift happened here, third person perspective, and we're gonna break down what this means. So if this stage had a motto, it would be strive for perfection to stand out. Their sense of self is defined by the unique skills and knowledge they have, and they often feel the need to be recognized for their skill and knowledge. So their self is closely tied to the skill and expertise within their field. That's how their sense of self, that's how this ego sees itself, through the skill and knowledge and expertise within their field. Others then. How does this ego see others? Well, the experts compare themselves to others, and especially in the areas of their skills and expertise. And if they see or feel that other people fall short of their skills and expertise, they can feel a sense of superiority over those other people. The ability for experts to self-reflect has increased. They start seeing patterns within their behavior and strive to improve on themselves. However, they're still sensitive to feedback and criticism. New skills gained on this stage from the previous is a deeper self-reflection and finding a uniqueness within themselves. They're also very good at observing and analyzing processes and improving on them. So their mind is very much more intellectual and analytical than the previous stages. Morality of the experts. They hold themselves to a high standard, and people within their life to high standard of morality. And if someone doesn't live up to the high expectation they have set on themselves and the others, they can be extremely disappointed. However, they do also blame others for failures still. The emotional landscape of experts, they feel proud when their expertise is recognized, but also very sensitive to criticism. The interpersonal style of the expert is certain and quite argumentative. They say yes, but proceeding to give a lot of arguments why. This can cause friction between themselves and relationship, because they're very much assertive and want their way because they know the best way to do this thing they need to be done. The expert's cognitive approach, they focus on abstract thinking, intellectualizing, rationalizing, and also finding discrepancies. Experts excel at generating solutions to problems. They come up with a lot of solutions. However, they struggle still to see the big picture, to prioritize which of those solutions they just generated will be the best for their time. Fears of an expert is losing the individuality and getting absorbed into the collective, or taking on views that might undermine the view of the specialness of their own self. So this is a fear they have. Their perfectionism can lead to arguments in the quest for recognition. Where do experts thrive? Experts thrive in an organization that are pragmatic and detail orientated, as engineer, technology, or bureaucratic positions, where precision and accuracy is highly valued. This is where they thrive and are very good. What triggers do experts have? Criticism, especially to their expertise. This will highly trigger an expert. So if feedback is needed, it needs to come in a very structured approach. Loss of control creates anxiousness and triggers an expert. Pressure, conformity pressure to be taken in to collective. This triggers an expert. They have strength, they have weaknesses, so we're going to cover them. So, strength of an expert is highly competent and skillful within their task. They have great knowledge, a great attention for details, great at problem solving, generating numerous solutions to problems. They're committed to keeping high standard, so committed to excellence. And they have a strong sense of responsibility to finish the job they have committed to do. What are the weaknesses of the experts? Perfectionist tendency to want everything they do to be perfect. Delegation is another weakness, because they are perfectionists and they don't trust other people to do as good of a job or to their high standards, so they keep it to themselves, leading to be overworked and burnout. Limited perspective is another weakness. In their point of view, they know the answers to everything and they don't take on other people's perspective. This leads to the weakness because they cannot take on higher perspectives. That comes in the later stages. They can also have a resistance to change. They don't want to change because, as I said earlier, their way is the best way, which can resist to take on other people's point of view. They have interpersonal challenges because they have assertiveness and they can come across quite controlling. They can cause a lot of friction, and this can cause less harmony in a workplace or at home because of their assertiveness tendency. Another weakness is they're very sensitive to criticism, especially within their field of expertise, because when you criticize the field of expertise, you criticize their self-identity. What is the path to growth for an expert to lead into the next stage of development? First thing is start embracing delegation. Start trusting people to be able to do the job. Experts need to develop emotional intelligence. Become aware of the body's emotions and recognize them. And not spend too much time on the mental side. Go in within the heart and feeling the body. Very important for an expert to grow. Focus on strategic thinking. Expanding the view on a problem. See a longer time frame. Expand it. This will help an expert grow into the next stage. Another thing an expert can do to grow is cultivate humility. They can be very assertive and intellectually right, but start reflecting on themselves. How do I come across to others. So a little bit what the diplomats, the previous stage, were good at reflecting how they come across to others. This needs to be embraced by the expert again. So that was the expert stage. As always, you have a PDF following with more information if you want to study this further. Hopefully this was enlightening and hopefully you understood all the information. It was quite a lot of information here. But thank you so much. We're going to head on to our next stage, which will be the achiever. So, as always, thanks for your time, love and gratitude. Namaste, and I'll see you next video.